Hey, we're streaming
Hey, what's
this.
going? Oh yeah, we just started this stream. I talked to you, JT, so I thought, hey, you know what? Let's talk a little bit about Comicsgate, Star Wars, and just I guess we can talk about random stuff. We're gonna play it by ear. We don't know what to quite talk about yet. I guess the UK sucks right now. It sucks to be there,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah, it happens.
But
Yeah,
I
because
don't know. It's a
they're
bad situation.
yeah, it's a bad situation because they're willing to put a guy who said that they're raping little young children into jail because he was trying to point out that on a live stream that they're raping young children in a court case. And they're literally putting him in jail because he exposed the truth about the fact that there's literally a gang of vile people who wanted to rape children, and they want to keep that on a down low because they don't want to cause a moral panic, as they call it. But be aware, this was an issue that most people don't want to talk about.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It just doesn't seem like the UK may not be worth living in no more these days. I don't know. I don't know how well their economy's doing or what, but honestly, I think when it comes to trading money with like Forex and stuff, well, that's a whole different thing though. That's like money based and all that other stuff, but I just don't think, honestly, I'm sure there's a few nice places in the UK. I believe it has its good parts, but I think just with the government over there, it's just bad. And
Yeah,
it's just gonna get worse if they keep sweeping things under the rug.
yeah, but you can't blame
Yeah,
them.
I-
Well, all right,
no, I mean I'm not.
let's talk
Yeah,
about
go ahead.
the issue they have with Comicsgate right now, because I know that there's a lot of things that are going on, especially
Oh no, yeah, with Comicsgate, what was it? A few days ago when I was on Facebook, I don't like Facebook much, but I
I
actually
understand
found out there's a Comicsgate Facebook group, but it's called Diversity
in
in
comics
Comics. So yeah, so they have a Facebook group dedicated to like the
to
whole
to the
Comicsgate.
YouTuber.
It's pretty, yeah, to the YouTuber though, but it's just a lot of people right now. You could pull it up if you. Oh well, wait, no, actually you can't. You gotta be requested. You gotta go to the group and
Get a
ask to
request.
join.
All right,
Yeah, and it's gonna take time for them to
to
get to you,
recognize
and
you.
they'll ask you like a few questions, what your purpose is for wanting to join the group. I think they just do that to keep the SJWs out,
Yeah,
honestly. But it's it's okay. It's just from what I've seen, it's just mostly a bunch of people mostly some of them complain about SJWs most of the time, and they talk about comic books, and I have seen some people do the move the needle hashtag there.
yeah,
They'll like promote their books. I actually promoted some comic books I got, and I got a good response from people.
that's good.
And they're just talking about like the current stuff that's going on in Marvel. I guess there's this comic book of Doctor Strange, and there's a panel of Peter Parker, and it just looks terrible. He looks like his mouth is open. Look, you'll see it on Diversity in Comics' channel, and I think Yellow Flash is talking about it too.
Oh,
Though,
really?
but yeah, it's just yeah. Mostly people are just talking about like what's going on. And oh, I guess this could be something related to comics.
Continue. It seems that he got disconnected. Hold on. Um, yeah, it does that a lot for some reason. The connection's always been pretty bad. Now, what he's talking about is a little bit of an issue. I never want to work full time in comics. The industry is absolutely sick and toxic. I will, however, dip in the prestige. This is something from Diversity in Comics. A lot of people are talking about a lot of things that are going on, especially what is the drama of what's going on, especially what
Oh, dude, I think I got kicked off. I'm having
I
this
know
problem.
it's a disconnection. It does that a lot.
Oh, this is just. It didn't happen to us last time when we did the stream. I don't understand why it's doing it.
It's an error in their own part. It's something that Google needs to fix.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go ahead and just clean my phone real quick of any bugs while I'm just talking, I
It
guess.
it does that a lot, so don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, he just shared something about Elon Musk, and he agreed with what he said, how terrible the media was, what they were doing. Oh, and then I actually there was when Elon Musk shitted on what was going on with journalists and the media
Yeah.
and stuff. He actually pointed out many things that are going wrong. He says, "You guys are the cause. You guys are the problem. You're the reason why people don't trust you no more."
Yeah, that's why
And
Trump
he's
won
not
the
lying.
election. He's right.
Well, yeah, and it's just not only that, and a lot of the people, journalists, lost their damn minds. Like, it was so funny. You should see on Twitter. Look up We Was Medicare.
Yeah.
So he screenshotted it, and I actually shared it too. So Elon Musk responded that he just says, "Yo, I don't like dishonest like journalists like you," or something. And this lady just played the whole fucking victim card, the whole 9 yards. It was funny. I even took a shot at her.
Yeah, I'm reading it.
I even said,
female journalists have you been harassed by Elon Musk fans? Please DM me. Post your horrific tweets and messages. Please share this. Have I attacked science? Definitely attacked misleading journalism like yours, though. Yeah, this is the type of person that thinks that she's a victim of some conspiracy that Elon Musk is going to kill everyone with missile launchers from outer space.
Yeah, and she blocked me too. And
no,
by the way,
I'm sure protected. She has herself protected, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
She's
still. I mean, she could use block bots. I wouldn't be surprised if she does use them, though. But it was just like funny.
But the curious, yeah, and of course she deleted it according to Mr. Medicare.
Okay. You know, and the funny thing about her, as soon as I responded to her, I got blocked. All I said, I tweeted a gift saying you're being like salty, and I said, "Are you mad, bro?" That's not really harassment. That's just kind of making fun of you. That's totally different, though. So
a lot of people,
these people, yeah, they like to portray harassment in some. They like to portray it in their own way. It's just very funny, though. You gotta laugh at these people, though, and I even shared it on my Instagram storyline so people just can see the idiocracy of these people.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard for people to understand something. If you want to engage with these people, you gotta engage with them in a normal tone, and expect. You're probably gonna expect people to react to it, but don't react to it in a way that would make you look stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, like when it comes to people like I'm gonna be honest, I don't know a lot about Elon Musk, but I know a lot of entrepreneurs and successful people talk about Elon Musk. He's like a big deal, though, and for him to blow the truth like that out of the water is very foretelling. And to see people lose their minds, all they're doing is just giving him what he wanted, honestly.
Yeah, because he said some things that are crazy. It's like,
yeah,
okay,
I mean,
because whenever he says that he was gonna do it, he's gonna do it. Like last time I remembered, he did the flamethrower thing. Then he sent a car into space. Yeah, and people were like, "Are you really insane?" No, I'm not. I'm just gonna show you what I can do. Because he said that when he puts his mind to it, he'll do it.
Yeah, of course. And there's already articles being fuck, man. There's already articles being written about him, about the shit that's going on.
Yeah, I heard what happened.
Think I don't know, man. A lot of them are gonna talk about what he says, And a lot of these people are just gonna do their parts and just being dishonest journalists. The
Yeah,
people they
because if you
are.
say something negative about journalism, they're just gonna tear everything apart. Especially what was going on with a lot of things that happened. I remembered there was an incident where a guy did some things, and I was like talking about the whole situation with Laura Kate Dale, and she actually told the truth for once about the whole Total Biscuit situation.
Yeah, man. Ugh, dude, this is just bad. That's not even supposed to happen.
I know, and a lot of people were talking negatively about him, but Laura Kate Dale, they were friends, and it's sad that
Mm-hmm.
they had a falling apart when that whole drama happened. People getting upset with him because he supported Gamergate, and the fact was he was standing by his own thing. He wants honesty, you know. He wanted to
Yeah.
talk about video games that are like, because a lot of the games that you see on, like, he reviews them and critiques them, saying that there are certain issues with this game, especially, there was jokes about him, bringing
Mm-hmm.
up the options on the menu screen about the graphics and everything.
Yeah. Um. Are you talking about who are you talking about? I'm sorry. I know I got kicked out, then I had to come
Um,
back.
yeah, it was Total Biscuit, aka John Bain.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard from one of our one of our friends from Gamergate. He DM'd me telling me what happened to Total Biscuit. Then I got a text message from one of my coworkers. He knows about Gamergate too. He told me about what happened. I'm like, what? I was
Yeah,
like, damn,
yeah,
dude, I
because he
can't believe
left.
he
He
passed
left.
away.
He left it. He didn't really, support the idea behind it, but he supported the ethical issues that were happening. Because a lot
Yeah,
of people,
he did.
and the problem was, people got the wrong idea, especially, the misrepresentation, because a bunch of trolls kept making fun of the whole situation, trying to shit on everybody, and try to, bother people. And that was the biggest problem
Yeah,
within Gamergate, was the trolls were running around doing nothing but, griefing people and pissing off people, and that was the
yeah.
problem.
That's the thing I don't like about trolls. I just want to say this real quick. I may as well say this. I don't care. Look, I know nothing's going on right now in Gamergate, right? But Gamergate meant a lot to a lot of people out here. And a lot of trolls and a lot of the people say, "Oh, Gamergate had no purpose. Oh, Gamergate's gay, whatever, or whatever dumb shit that comes out of their mouth." Like
The
there
problem
was
was
this guy
they
that
there were
into a
people that were
discussion.
claiming like conspiracy theories about Gamergate, that this was all a hoax to kill
Yeah,
Jews and
I,
minorities and everything.
it was just I don't know. Sometimes I've gotten into it with certain people that talk shit. Like they're the type of people that burn their bridges with Gamergate, or they say, "Oh, it failed," or blah blah blah. Most of these people didn't really do shit,
I
in my
know,
opinion.
especially those that were asking for money.
Yeah, fucking Tom Sawyer.
Yeah, we realized that people were taking advantage of people in that group, and it was kind of sad. It was kind of a sad thing too, because the moment when people get money, they leave Gamergate. They don't say nothing about it. They just leave,
Yeah,
and it's kind
I,
of
I I'm
it's
su-
kind of what we
I'm
see.
surprised. I'm surprised most people in GG still follow Tom Sawyer, even though he was gone.
I
If you
I
look at
do.
his YouTube channel, I almost feel like calling Tom Sawyer out. I I know he doesn't have that money that he got or borrowed, whatever. And that's the thing. People like long and forgot about a lot of things that happened. They did.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate though. I don't know. I think in my situation, like I know what my purpose was in Gamergate. I did what I could. I met a lot of people. I there's a lot of people that I became friends with in Gamergate. I created like bonds and friendships way beyond like what anyone ever was. Like, most of these people, I felt like that complained about things didn't go their way. I felt like
It
they didn't
happened to
do
be that way.
nothing.
I know.
I don't know.
And the thing
I
was, there
I
was a
don't
lot
want to
of
rant
there was a
on
lot of,
people.
especially when Mr. Medicor brought up the issues too. He brought it up against several people, including that try
Oh,
to.
and
Especially, he brought up the whole issue about the girl, the trans girl that's asking for money for her to have her teeth fixed.
yeah, oh yeah, no, I know. Like, you know, someone tried to crap on Mr. Medicare because he was calling him a hypocrite because people in GG were making money. That one, I watched the Kumite stream.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find it on YouTube with Amos.
Amos Yee. Yeah, again, we have another wrapped out situation here. Yeah, we're having technical issues right now, so be careful, ladies and gentlemen. It's he'll be back as soon as possible. Hello. Yeah.
I'm back. I lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I don't know. I just felt like the situation was dumb. Some certain people try to straw man what Mr. Medicare said or
Because they're
did
trying
or
to
whatever.
they're trying to control the situation.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't care that he left Gamergate. It would have been cool if he stayed in longer, but I understand he wanted to leave though. And I like how he talks about it every now and then.
Yeah,
You know,
I kind of
agreed with him
about
him and Ralph are. I know him and Ralph are still good friends. I'm sure he's good friends with other people behind the scenes.
No.
But
Mr. Medicor
Mr. Medicor
isn't friends with anybody.
He'll
Talk to you nicely.
He'll talk to you nicely.
But
yeah,
the fact is, it's echoing.
oh, my end.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let me turn. Yeah.
That was you.
yeah,
that was you.
Yeah, that's my end.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me.
But
Let me
something.
do something.
Here's the problem. I'm sorry, the
echoing is
getting a little bit.
do
you have headphones?
headphones?
This hold on. This stream isn't gonna be perfect.
I know.
Honestly.
I know.
I wanted to talk a little bit about Comicsgate.
Yeah.
Maybe hold on.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about what's going on with the Star Wars franchise and the fan base, just all this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I put on
Yeah.
phones.
Oh yeah, did you hear what's going on with Naomi Kyle?
What happened with her?
She's
No.
getting a page. She has her own Patreon now.
Oh, actually, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, she managed to get her own Patreon. I was just like, she used to be an executive producer for the Daily Fix, and then,
I like her. She's a nice person.
and
she's very sweet.
I guess she's branching out. Because she wants to be on Patreon or something. Everybody Games
No,
podcast.
I mean,
yeah, because she's making her own podcast. I know that.
No, that's good for her. She's a big star. Like, she's a very sweet person. I've met her, and I've had the unfortunate pleasure with meeting her. She's really a sweet person.
Yeah.
I have nothing but respect for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, with what she does, yeah, I truly support it, though. What she did when she left IGN was a big thing.
Yeah.
I really don't think IGN will be that. I don't know. IGN, to me
Well,
hasn't been
she
really
explained
relevant. A lot of
her
big
because I
people.
remember watching a video. She explained her reason because she got a lot of opportunities in L.A. and she wanted to do something different. So it was like, yeah, that's fair
No, I
enough.
mean you should. I mean, hey, go after where the money's at. Go be successful.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, I can see people working at IGN. Okay, yeah, they get into conventions. They get to do work for, I wouldn't say the industry, but they get to talk about certain events happening. But after a while, it kind of would get old. You know, you want more opportunity.
yeah,
I just see herself as a person that wanted to take opportunity. And you know what? Good for her, though.
yeah.
I'll have to check out her Patreon
I
sometime.
agree. There was another thing
She's nice.
that you probably heard about that because you wanted to talk about this about the Comicsgate drama, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a tweet. You know, here was another thing. She was Brianna Wu. You saw
Oh.
that tweet, didn't you?
No, what?
She
What is
tried
it
to
about?
she tried to compare the Sentinels to right wing extremism.
What the? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And she tried to think that the minorities and everything was trying to take down, you know, because the Sentinels were representative of oppression, especially
Oh,
against
gee,
the
you know,
mutants.
you know, when I watched X-Men when I was a kid, I never thought of Sentinels being right wing. I never thought about politics when I watched X-Men.
Yeah,
You know, you see that you gotta love these fucking people. They can't leave their politics at home for one fucking day. That's what's sad about these people. Like, these people can't keep their politics out of movies, comic books, just wherever the fuck they go. They can't keep their
yeah. And
politics
the
out.
funny thing was, did you hear? Did you read the Rudy reply that Diversity Comics said?
What?
You just admit
Oh, he
that.
replied to her?
Yeah, he just replied to her saying, "You just admit that you."
Oh, let me see this.
Yeah. You just admit that you're not interested in winning an election.
Oh, gosh, dang. Talk about, oh my God, this guy made me laugh. You know what? I like Diversity in comics. He's a cool guy. You know, he may not have the best format of videos, but I understand why people like the guy. I don't think he has the best content, but you know,
No,
there's a
a lot
reason
of
why people love him.
a lot of people like him because he had that, you know, charisma that probably puts a lot of people to attract. I understand that he just wants to make a business out of his own, you know, comic. He just wanted to release a comic book, you know,
Yeah.
and then of course, you know, he gets a lot of people who are his worst enemies, his and a lot of people kind of, because I talk to some people that don't like him, a lot of people that do like him. Like, most people suspect he, you know, the whole situation where he probably was, you know, baiting Mark Waid into a situation where Mark Waid should have never got involved in.
Yeah.
And the thing was, you know, it kind of cost a lot of the problems that happened. I know that,
Uh-huh.
but I have a feeling, you know, he's gonna get more money out of that whole book that he's making, and I already paid $25 out of it. Out of
He made over 300 just on Patreon.
Yeah, he did.
Him, John Malin, and Brett Smith. I'd say I don't know if Ethan's getting paid or not to help out with the comic. But man, those guys are gonna make a chunk load of money though
I do agree.
out of this situation.
I do agree.
I mean, hey, that's good on their part, man. They deserve it though, honestly. Like, for them, it's better. It's good. You know, you got to look at it as a good thing. Yeah, they're shooting this one-off graphic novel, but that graphic novel, people are going to remember it. It's going to be it's going to be something, you know what I mean? It's hopefully it gets sold in comic book shops too. And it's an interesting time. These guys have found a way to finally make some money, and they're going to be successful.
Yeah.
Unlike the other people in the industry. And another guy that just put out a comic book on Indiegogo. Go look up Chuck Dixon.
Yeah.
He put out a comic book.
Yeah, I heard about
He's
it.
going after the audience on Indiegogo. So, I mean, good luck to him, though. I don't think he'll have the same audience as Diversity in comics.
Yeah.
The only thing is that's different.
He's very popular because he did No Man's Land.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. He did Batman No Man's Land, right?
Yeah,
right, you're right.
He did No Man's Land. He did Batman and Wildcat. He did a lot of other stories, too.
Yeah. That's totally true.
Yeah, and he did do Batman Nightfall. He did Batman and Spawn.
That was good.
Yeah, he did Batman versus
Predator.
That was. And I remember I was like looking him up, going like, "Oh man!" And also Batman Bane. He wrote some of the books for that.
Yeah, he did. But when you look at this whole Comicsgate situation with what DNC and the others did, you gotta admit what they did was very different. They went at marketing a different way. They did it so different. And the thing is, a lot of comic pros, they're not doing what these guys are doing. They're not. And that's just the honest truth.
Yeah.
Like, because when you look at the situation, look at how all of these people are acting. Like the people that are in these social justice cliques, right?
Yeah.
Like these guys don't ever interact with people. They don't.
Yeah, they don't.
And Yellow Flash was talking about, I just heard him on a stream with Umbrella Guy. I watched a little bit. Like they want to, how they like try to push this like narrative with like pregnant women, fighting and all this other stuff as superheroes. Like that's not even realistic what they're trying to push. Like, could you imagine these people trying to have kids? Let's cross our fingers and hope they don't have kids.
There was also another thing that was going on, and I remembered it had something to do with the creator of. There's also some drama that you probably heard about with Eric Larson.
Yeah, I don't like that pretentious douchebag.
Yeah, because I read the book. I think it was like, okay, the guy who created Savage. Oh no, actually it's not Eric Larson. It was
Neil Gaiman. No.
No. Hold on. Savage.
Oh, I know there was something that happened with Neil Gaiman or something, or he said something.
Yeah.
About Comicsgate.
Yeah.
But he has like the wrong information.
Eric
about
Larson,
what's going on.
Eric Larson. The thing is, the problem with Eric Larson is that, I read issue 33, it fucking made me sick.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we talking about? Like, what happened?
Well, spoiler.
No one buys it. Go ahead.
I forgot. Like some of the characters that were in that, like especially issue 33, his girlfriend slash teenage, because she was a teenager when I first remember her.
Oh yeah.
And then she had a baby with him. Same with the other people.
Oh,
it was like,
that's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny you brought that up. I don't know if you watched that one. Weaponized Nerd Rage made a video about Eric Larson recently. Like he said something so stupid, and he just he didn't double down, he tripled down on his stupidity of the shit he says.
Yeah.
Like, I kid you not. Because he was bringing up a point. He always defends Michelle Perez.
Yeah.
The person that did work on the what's that comic? that
pervert.
that we talked about,
The pervert.
the pervert. You know, I think him and Michelle Perez have some weird, freaky, deaky stuff that they do behind the scenes in the industry. No, no joke. He was bringing up points like that. No, think about it. Like, think about the stuff she puts in her book, and also look at the stuff Eric Larson's putting in his book. What, Savage Dragon having a relationship with this underage girl or something? That's not even like what? How old is this girl? She's not even over 18.
Yeah, well, she probably did grow up, and I was just like reading the comic book. Like, that chick used to be in high school, and it's like it was so bad. It was so bad of a story. You realize, you know, he wanted to be edgy and everything. Like, this is the type of stuff that, you know, kind of really disappointed a lot of people, especially when he wrote that book. It's an old comic book, but the fact that he's
I think the problem with him is, you know, this is what I see about Eric Larson. I feel like he's a one-trick pony. He was big in the 90s while he was hot. Then he just, like, died down and fell off. He wasn't as popular as Seth MacFarlane. No, not Seth MacFarlane. Todd McFarlane.
Yeah.
Why'd I get their names confused? He wasn't as popular as Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld especially. I think Rob Liefeld now, when you look at him, he's way more popular than the other people.
Yeah, because he kept working at it. You know, he kept doing what he wanted to do, and then, you know, he stopped doing comic books and started doing script writing.
Yeah, he just started. I was kind of sad about him not being in Deadpool 2, but
well,
I mean, he got credited though, but I'm sure he appreciates it.
Here's another example. He tried to do a cartoon series of Youngbloods. That didn't work out for him.
No.
Because
I think when you look at the situation,
I saw the preview of that little thing that he did. It was like a short, because they were trying to. I think it was like a stock footage from the animated, and I thought it was pretty cool, but it's a shame that it didn't work out for him.
Yeah, I don't think he cares much about his past failures though.
Yeah.
I think he is happy with the success of Deadpool.
Yeah.
Oh, where it's got him as a character. Like, I like Deadpool. I love Deadpool. Like, I've gotten a lot of Deadpool comic books from, like, Marvel. I don't have any of his stuff, unfortunately, though, but I love his character of just Deadpool, what he's offered.
Yeah, because
that's what I like about it.
Yeah, because you see his interview back in the early 90s when he tried to talk about that he wanted to make a cartoon show. And then
Rob Liefeld, but when he started out though, I think he was a little kid when he started out in the industry. He was like a young kid. You got to look up pictures of him. You'll find him and Todd and all the other guys hanging out. He was like a young kid in the industry, and it's kind of crazy where he is now.
Yeah, because he worked his ass off, especially, you know, a lot of people could talk about his art and everything.
Oh no, they make fun of him. Yeah, even the Deadpool 2 has made fun of him. Yeah, no, which is kind of funny. I looked at it. I'm like, oh, that's pretty funny. He can make fun of himself.
Yeah,
but oh yeah, I was gonna say with all the you know, when we were talking, let's to move on the subject a bit. Getting back to DNC, when we talked about him last time, he was only at $200,000, and now he's at $300,000.
Yeah,
and I think that's very astounding.
Yeah, that's like around 8,100 or 200 people that people are buying his comic book, and it's like it's a big surprise because he's making money off of this on the Indiegogo thing.
Yeah, he's dominated the industry. You gotta admit, with their social presence, the thing I like about DNC is he's always consistent with his YouTube content. Yeah, he's a YouTube content creator, Like the other people in the industry, they're not content creators. Ethan Van Sciver, now he is a content creator.
Yeah.
He barely just started, and look at where he's at right now.
Yeah.
And I guess we can just jump into the Star Wars situation.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
This discussion was going to lead to the Star Wars discussion. So, like, I think Ethan and all the other people online in the communities that support Star Wars that have been fighting against the SJW narrative going on in Lucasfilms, we know they don't like Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy, and they wanted to just boycott the movie Solo. And I think it's really worked out well.
Here's what's going on. Here's what's going on. I remember Clownfish TV, right? You ever heard of him?
Yeah. He said he used to be a guy that worked in the comics industry for a little while.
He made a video about it saying that the movie was pretty good. The problem was it was in my own idea of it. I kind of agreed with some of his points, because he pointed out that it came out at almost the same week, almost the same month as two especially popular movies, Infinity Wars and also
Deadpool 2.
Yeah, Deadpool 2, which was a bad idea.
Oh. And also a lot of people are pointing out that I think the NBA playoffs happened this weekend.
Yeah.
And so that's another big event on TV when it comes to basketball and sports. So people are going to be clued in to watch that.
I wanted to watch the movie, but I was tapped out of money. I was kind of a bit curious about it, but I decided, I better just not do it. Because
I couldn't.
I couldn't do it because it's like, I don't really have a problem with, the characters and everything. It's just the thing is, they wanted to make this show. This movie. And what it is that, I thought it would be an interesting tale to talk about. But the fact is, they're just...
I think the problem is, what people had a problem is, this is from what I saw as a problem. It's like this. Okay, you killed off Han Solo in the previous movies, and everyone loved Harrison Ford, right? And then I felt like the studio said, oh, we feel bad because we killed Han Solo. Let's give him his own movie and background take.
A lot of people
and
were
all this
about
other
that.
Stuff.
Because there was a rumor going around about that because of the fact that Harrison Ford didn't want to play,
Yeah, and I know he broke his leg or whatever, and then people say he faked when he broke his leg. I don't know, but I know that's old news. But and not only that, you replace the actor, of course, too. You have to replace him, and that's just gonna probably make more people upset about it.
Costs more money.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, he never wanted to be in that movie. I would have accepted the fact that he died in the movie, as Han Solo, but when they do this whole issue of trying to keep a woman in the movie just because they hope that the movie would succeed, it's not going to work that way. It's just going to turn it into a bad situation, because especially when this woman died.
Yeah. This is my problem with Star Wars, the franchise. Okay, I'm going to rant about something, and I know I'm going to be talking a little bit about some personal stuff. I have a friend of mine, right? He loves Star Wars so much. He loves it. And I'm surprised that he's in love with this franchise. Like, in the real world, people wouldn't think of him as geek. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, my friend loves the Star Wars franchise so much, right?
Yeah.
Like, he would get upset at me when I, like, would bring up Infinity War and all this other stuff. He liked it, too. But he it's like no matter what happened, he was gonna see Star Wars Solo movie, and he actually went out and saw it and took a picture of himself seeing it.
Yeah.
He was like so happy, and I try to tell this guy, man, like
because they reshot 90% of that movie.
Yeah, like I asked him, dude, don't you know what's going on with Star Wars? He's like, nah, man, I don't pay attention to that. I'm a Star Wars fan, no matter what, man, no matter what happens, I'm always gonna be a Star Wars fan. That's the one thing. That's the one thing I don't like about certain Star Wars fans is people. It's not only them, and of course you could say it's the same with the fans that are buying current day Marvel comics. I don't like the people that continue to eat the bullshit and act like everything's okay. Hey guys, you know, it's okay, guys. We can go see Star Wars. Everything's okay. You know, there's nothing wrong with this franchise. When in reality, when you look at it deeper, there's a lot of problems going on with the franchise.
Yeah.
And I try to tell him, and he doesn't pay attention to any of this stuff. Like, I'll send him videos.
Especially Carrie Fisher. The whole...
Like,
because I was pissed when they... You know, I could have accepted the fact she died, and then they could have put it in the movie. And, of course, no. They had to bring her back in to bring her dead freaking corpse back from the dead. In order to...
Like, I was so upset with... Yeah, I was a little upset with my friend. I'm like, dude, I don't understand how you can be supporting Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy with what they are doing to the franchise. Like, I don't understand how you can support them. And the thing that, like, saddens me with my friend is he doesn't do research on these people.
He just watches the movie no matter what people say about it. And the thing that's the thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, he just was kind of like blind to what's going on, but we know like what's going on though. We know now there's a YouTube community of people making Star Wars, what would you call it? I don't know if I would describe it as Star Wars hate videos.
Yeah.
Or they criticize Star Wars, but they're criticizing like the industry. They're criticizing Lucasfilms.
Well,
but they mainly criticize the people that work there, like the talking heads, the way they act on social media. Like, they don't like J.J. Abrams. I don't know why. My uncle likes J.J. Abrams. It's kind of weird.
It's because
they don't like what he said.
He did some other shows, and he's been known to do some hit or miss shows.
But from what I gathered from a lot of the people that made like videos bashing Star Wars, bashing like a lot of them made good points. Like, they expose all the SJW like writers, you know, like the shills for like the Star Wars sites, because there's a lot of shills that are trying to, you know, shill the movie and say it's good. And this is the problem I saw with what they were exposing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you I don't know if you saw the articles or not. You can find them. When they were talking more about Lando Calrissian being pansexual.
I never really cared about Lando being... Because I actually made a joke about that on Twitter when I did a little bit of a comic strip thing. And I was just like... Because I try to tell everyone, you know, that explains why he came into the Death Star and then came out and blew it up.
Yeah,
because he pulled out of the Death Star and blew it up. Because I made that joke, and it was just like... Because I was like, yeah, that's how it happened. He actually went into the Death Star and came out, and he pulled out of the Death Star with the Millennium Falcon and blew it up. Like, no joke.
I just think this whole thing is stupid, because a lot of these writers on these corrupt websites, they're only making a big deal about Lando being pansexual, and they're talking about... What's that robot's name? I don't know the robot's name. He has this fetish for the robot or something.
I never really think Lando was like that way. I think Lando was more... He was more a charismatic character in the Star Wars series, because he actually, you know... He actually tried to.
When I saw Lando Calrissian, I just thought he was a cool character that people liked in Star Wars. You know, I saw the movies when I was a young kid. I don't remember a lot about them, but I watched them, you know. And, you know, he was just another cool person in the Star Wars franchise. That's what I thought Lando Calrissian.
You know,
he's just another cool character.
He betrayed Han Solo. But he did come back in the movie franchise to rescue Han Solo from out of the from the clutches of a. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the actor that played him was a good actor too. Yeah, the original
Billy
one
D.
that was
Williams.
Lando Calrissian, he was a good actor.
Billy D. Williams.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
He's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. I know he was in a movie with I think he was in a movie with Diana Ross too.
He did
a long time ago.
He did several movies. I think he did one with Eddie Murphy too.
Yeah, he did a lot of good movies though, but I know him from Star Wars, and I know he worked with Diana Ross. I think the movie's called Mahogany. Very, very old movie. Only like your mom or your grandma would know about those type of movies, but he's a good actor though. He's still good actor.
He's still acting. I know that he did a Lego movie. He did Undercover Brother. He did Ladies Man. You know, he's still acting, even though, you know, he's only getting like small roles. He's still acting.
Yeah, no, of course. He's done a lot of good work in his past careers though.
Yeah, he did.
That's good.
He was known for a lot of other films. Like I think he did a movie called Fear City. Yeah. That was another one that he did that I was surprised by, because he starred with Richard Pryor, I think it was. Yeah. It was called Carter's Army.
Yeah.
It was like a 70s movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's a good actor. I don't have anything against Donald Glover though, but
Donald Glover.
I don't think whatever happens to the Star Wars Solo movie, it's not going to be I don't think it's Donald Glover's fault. I think it's the people at Lucasfilm. It's their fault. What they're trying to do, and I would say a bit, it is the Shills' fault too, because they're trying to push a narrative in Star Wars saying, hey, this is what Star Wars is about. Yeah, Lando Calrissian, a pansexual.
He just came out of the freaking, you know what he did? He actually came into the Death Star and came out blowing it up. That's what he did. He had sex with the Death Star, yo.
He had sex with that robot assistant of his or whatever. I don't.
Yeah, I actually was laughing about it, because it's like most people don't realize, you know. I was just like joking about that, because I realized, you know what? They're making this out of nothing.
They are. It is. I felt like it got bad press coverage. It was bad because all the ideologues came. They like to spew their ideas about the movie, and they like to shill it. But they're shilling it for the wrong reasons. But then these people, they act like they're Star Wars fans, but they put the real fans that have been with the franchise for years upon years. And even, okay, I will tell you something. I have an uncle. Mm-hmm. One of my uncles is like a big Star Wars fan. He was a big Star Wars fan when he was a kid. I know my mom went to see it with him.
Yeah.
Like, he was a big Star Wars fan, and he doesn't like The Last Jedi. He hates The Last Jedi, and he doesn't like Kathleen Kennedy or Rian Johnson. And and I even send him these videos. There's a guy on YouTube. He's an entrepreneur, but he loves Star Wars. Alex Becker. Look up that dude. He makes these good Star Wars rant videos. Like, you can tell the guy's passionate about Star Wars. Like, he knows what he's talking about, you know? And he is like into business and all this other stuff. Like, he makes these good rant videos on Star Wars. Videos. And there's...
Yeah, I think I saw him before. Yeah, because he talks about business and everything in his videos.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, I send him to my uncle. He actually liked his videos.
I watched his videos before.
Yeah, he even started. I even sent him Ethan Van Sciver's videos. I'm like, hey, you need to see this guy's videos. He works at DC Comics. I think you'll like his stuff. And then he watched it and he thought it was pretty funny. Actually, just watching Ethan just make his like little videos and make his little jokes. He's like, oh, this better not be porn. This link better not be porn. Like, it's funny stuff. And then you got world class bullshitters. I just think all these guys they played a big part with exposing what was going on with the franchise, talking about it. Just not only them, but other people
Yeah.
too got in the
I know that
discussion.
midnight. I know that midnight. I forgot what they're called. Midnight, because they do a really good. They really do good analytics about analyzation of Star Wars. Sorry. The weird thing
Yeah.
about them is that they always talk about that it's not that the fandom dislikes the movie. It's because the movie didn't really, you know.
And the fans aren't toxic either.
Yeah,
You know.
they were to when George decided to leave Star Wars to some other, because he got fed up with the fandom because what they said.
I think the problem with I think George Lucas had so much responsibility and he didn't want to do anything with it no more.
I know, especially
And he just sold it to Disney.
Yeah, he sold it to Disney. He should have sold it to Fox, but I guess they were offering more money to that whole thing. And I really
Yeah, but the problem,
go ahead.
I don't know, but is Disney going to be able to come back from this situation? I don't know, but and now they said they're going to make a Boba Fett movie, which is wow,
Yeah, which
okay,
they
that's out of
said
nowhere.
they never will make.
Yeah. And now it's like, oh, where's this news coming from? Okay, here's the thing about Boba Fett. I will say this. I love Boba Fett. He's my favorite character. But there's a big but. If I find out anything about narratives or social justice agendas in Boba Fett, you can forget about it.
Yeah,
That's how I feel.
Especially
If I find out Boba Fett wants to be a pansexual and have sex with all these
he's
other
not.
robots
He's not.
like R2 or C3,
He's a cold, heartless killer. If you
yeah,
because the books kind of explain his character. He hangs out with a chick that he knew in the bounty hunter circles, and he always has her along. He rather trust her than anyone else.
you know, yeah, I don't know, man. When I look at the Star Wars franchise, there's no one I can get. This is the thing I don't like about Star Wars right now, and I've
Yeah.
even brought this up with my friends too. And he's like, "Yeah, man, I can agree with you." When people got into Star Wars, we like the characters that got us into Star Wars.
Yeah.
And the problem with it now is all the characters we loved, they were cool, and what happened? They died. Each and every single character you loved just died. Darth Vader dead. The Emperor Palpatine, is that his name? Right?
Yeah.
Here, you know the Emperor, Darth Vader's master.
Yeah.
Of course,
He died.
dead. He died. Darth Maul died. Obi-Wan Kenobi, my favorite Jedi, my favorite character, dead. Qui-Gon Jinn, dead. Han Solo, dead. Boba Fett, dead in the movie franchise. Some people in the comics, of course, I guess he did survive. I don't know. He's dead in the movies. I don't care if they bring him up.
Solo.
Han Solo is dead.
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher in real life is dead. Luke Skywalker is dead. Like, come on, man. Is there any characters left to get behind at this point? There isn't.
Chewie.
Come on, man. Don't give me Rey.
Chewbacca's next.
Chewbacca's next. Please, guys, don't give me Rey or Kylo Ren. Don't get me Poe Dameron or Finn. Don't give me any of those characters. I don't care about them.
That's the thing.
I'm sorry, I just don't.
That's the thing. A lot of people are kind of upset about this because they kind of got burnt out by Star Wars
Oh, and don't forget Padme, dead.
Yeah.
Thanks to Anakin, he killed his baby mama.
And he was dead too.
Darth Vader.
And of
Yeah,
course
he killed
they
his
killed
baby
off,
mama.
and they killed off the books too for the Jedi Order. They're all burnt.
Oh,
to
no
crisp.
way.
Yeah, in the movie.
Oh, God.
That's why people were upset about that, because he was like, oh yeah, people go, yeah, and then you have what's his name telling them, oh yeah, we got to let them learn their own mistakes and everything. This is the type of thing that happens when I understand that they want to. You got to let them learn their own mistakes. Yeah, the motto of the whole thing, but you know, you can't hold.
Oh, and
hand
another
forever.
character actually. Oh, and actually, there's another character I kind of like that was in the last 2 movies of Star Wars. I kind of liked. I'm not gonna lie, I actually like Captain Phasma a bit.
Yeah,
and now she's dead.
I kind of agree with that, but then again, I have a feeling they're gonna bring her back because she's probably gonna be a robot or something. I don't know.
That's stupid. I liked her, and then I felt like in The Last Jedi, she had a good fight scene. She's a badass commander. She comes in wanting to wreck shit and fuck people up and stuff, and then she fucking just, I wanted to see her longer, but damn.
Here was the problem that I had with that whole thing with her. I watched the first movie. They trashed her pretty hard. Because you want to know the reason why?
Yeah, they did.
You want to know the reason why? Because the actress that did that movie decided to do Game of Thrones because her work scheduling with Game of Thrones kind of mismatched with her schedule with Star Wars. They needed her to do the job, but unfortunately, she wasn't available at certain times or certain days, and they had to finish this movie up, so they decided, well, because she could have had an opportunity to fight Finn in the movie, because it would have been an interesting battle if Finn lost to her.
Yeah, would have.
But instead, there was a nobody stormtrooper that showed up out of nowhere, just like Boba Fett became a nobody out of nowhere, and they thought, oh wow, that guy's kind of cool, and they decided, well, the guy with the riot stick is gonna be the most popular character out of the Star Wars series. They literally memed the hell out of that character.
They did.
And
they even try to make the Star Wars movies funny, and it's like, no, don't do that, please. That was just embarrassing watching that shit.
And the thing was, they tried so hard to make that movie happen, and it's just so bad.
I can't stand people like Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson. These guys ruined Star Wars, and me and my uncle talk so much shit on these guys, and it still boggles my mind. My friend doesn't get the point. He's one of those people that's just, oh, I'm gonna go see this. It's Star Wars. That's it. He's blinded by the nostalgia and the name behind it, but he doesn't look behind the scenes of what's going on. He doesn't know any of that stuff. And I guess you can say the same too with when it comes to Marvel comics. They think, oh, Marvel, they got some cool comics. Let's just go buy their comics.
Here's the thing.
But they don't pay attention to the narratives or the people on Twitter or what goes on. But a lot of people, like in Comicsgate, we all pay attention to that stuff, though. We know what's going on in the industry, that there's problems going on,
They basically try to do this, and I remembered a friend of mine pointing this out to me, that they try to, because I remembered a writer pointing this out when he talked about it. It's like, we need to make the Force more, because they wanted to say that the Force is feminine, female.
Yeah, I even pointed out to my friend. I'm like, come on, dude. The Force was
female. The Force was never anything, and yet they're trying to say that the Force is female. No, it's supposed to be gender. It's gender neutral. It doesn't give a fuck what side you're on. It's supposed to be gender neutral, but instead you want to turn it into, oh, the female has the power. No, it's gender neutral. I only agreed to. I am pointing this out to people. If they're going to say that it's not, you're full of shit, because it doesn't matter who has the force in them. It doesn't regardless of who they are and what gender they are, what race they are. It's gender neutral.
Yeah. Oh, and even have a look into the people that try to promote with the Star Wars movies, and most of them I kind of would say a lot of these people acted like paid shills, like a lot of the websites, like people from Collider. There's this movie reviewer. I don't like him that much, though. I don't care about him as a person. John Campia, like, there's a lot of people that try to act like, oh, there's nothing going on in Star Wars. There's nothing wrong with it, you know? And you can tell all these people, like, colluded.
There's nothing wrong with my lightsaber. It just extends a little bit shorter.
I like it. It's Star Wars. You know, Star Wars Appreciation Day. May the 4th be with you. Well, I don't have anything against May the 4th be with you, but I just feel like there's a lot of, like, fakeness with a lot of people. I just see it too much, though. They see Star Wars and they just are, like, blinded. Oh, Star Wars. That's it. But they don't see the behind the scenes stuff of what's going on. They don't pay attention to, hey, this franchise could die again. It could be extinct. Look at Solo. I don't think these people are going to pay attention. Like, hello, this movie's like, it's not doing good. You know, I don't care about Rotten Tomatoes scores, but it's not banging numbers. It's not banging Infinity War numbers or doing Deadpool numbers, I don't think.
Yeah. Deadpool's doing average, but it managed to make bank on. It managed to make over what it was worth. Instead of, it made like, because the budget was like $139, $100 million. I think it was $139 million that it made. That was in budget. I think that was the budget. And then they made like 400 million in the box office, and it's actually at 300 something million.
Yeah, and you know what I kind of get tired? You know what I also get tired of too in Star Wars?
What?
When I hear certain people talk, they also say that people on the right are the Empire and people on the left are the Rebellion. I'm just like, shut up. Just shut up. You ever hear people talk like that?
Yeah.
I don't know if you. Yeah,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're right or left, because you have to understand that most people on the left are trying to be oppressive, same as the right are being oppressive. You can say whatever the hell you want about what side you're on, but both sides tend to have an issue. And those issues,
I think they
want to enforce one thing while the other wants to enforce the other. And it's like,
I think the problem with Star Wars is Star Wars shouldn't be political. They need to keep politics out of it, like, period.
Well,
like,
you got to understand the origin behind Star Wars. Lucas made that films because he was a World War II buff. He actually liked World War II movies, and he was inspired by those movies, and he made those movies specifically out of his inspiration of World War II, samurai films, and also, you know, fantasy stories that he probably read from sci-fi books.
And
it's not a big deal.
That's true, though.
It's not a big deal.
No, I think. Yeah, you know, I know I'm hard on Star Wars. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I didn't invest a lot of money into Star Wars. There's a lot of people that invested, like, money. They've invested time. They bought figurines. They bought the comic books from Dark Horse and all the merchandise. I could never do that. I would never do that. I played a few video games, which were fun.
Yeah.
I don't even know if there still will be Star Wars video games at this point.
There will be. I
have no idea.
There will be.
Okay.
There will be. It's
because I know people they were mad at Battlefront too.
Yeah, a lot of people.
EA has never been that good.
Yeah, no.
They did.
A lot of people
they
were
really
upset about that. The thing is, there's been a lot of talk about this because they want to make, inclusions of it, especially the whole Battlefield fiasco situation. You probably heard about it.
Yeah, I did.
I actually had to agree with some people about the issue about Battlefield 5. Yes, there were women in World War II that fought against the Nazis, but there's also the fact I found out there was a woman that was on trial in Munich for being a prison guard. And I was like reading up on the history of it. Like the irony of it is that they want to try to be like, they want to be inclusive and everything, but it's not going to help when you're going to open a big can of worms finding out.
Yeah, the problem with EA, you know what's funny about EA, since we're talking about EA right now? Yeah. Remember when E3 happened and they talked about doing this He for She campaign?
Yeah.
I remember there was a part when there was dead silence in the audio, and they edited the part when the people booed at them for their stupid decision. Like, there were people in the audience that actually boo at them, and I'm surprised no one ever talked about it, or I'm sure a few people did. I don't know. But there's a part where they edit the stream. They edit the part where they get booed at the live show during E3's press conference. Like, I don't know. I think EA, man, I just wish EA would get the fuck out of video games. Seriously.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing.
I'm sorry. I just wanted the people that hate EA.
I want to point out something about this because I kind of had to agree with someone's point in the argument about Battlefield series. Battlefield series from 1, 2, 3, 4, Bad Company, Hardline were all fictional stories when you play the story mode. Would you agree with that?
Fictional stories, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not in the Battlefield, but
I know.
yeah.
Yeah. But the issue that they had was the woman with the hook arm.
Uh-huh.
It bothered a lot of people because it didn't seem realistic, and I understood that this was something that they wanted to promote because she had because she's disabled. She has a hook arm to fire a sniper rifle with. And I kind of agreed with this guy's point. It would be interesting to see a woman with a hook arm in reality shoot a sniper rifle.
Uh-huh. I think the thing with the Battlefield situation, maybe, I don't know, maybe people are burnt out on Battlefield, maybe at this point.
No, they're burnt out on EA's
how
games. They're burnt out about
But yeah.
And there was another thing that I kind of, you know what, I kind of had to give props to Casey Hudson, who's now working for EA in BioWare.
Uh-huh.
You heard about what happened with, because he openly apologized to people who heard that from an ex employee who worked for, because I think it was a bitter ex employee that got pissed off at Total Biscuit for openly criticizing the game, and he said some mean things about Total Biscuit, because I think that's what happened. He lost his job because of Total Biscuit's criticism.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that's why most people are upset with Total Biscuit, because they were probably bitter people, especially their friends losing their jobs because of him. And they all bitch about and moan. And I realized that this was why people are saying negative things about Total Biscuit, especially the one I thought was so hilarious about him killing transgender people. Like they claimed he killed billions and billions of transgender people with a rocket launcher attached to his wing.
I think people should just stop talking about Total Biscuit. The man's no longer here to defend himself.
I know.
Let it be. People, if they can't stop thinking about what happened to them years ago, then they obviously got problems.
Yeah,
okay,
because they won't say anything because they were scared.
I won't say any. Here's the thing. My situation with Total Biscuit, I'm not a fan of his, but I understand a lot of people like him. and a lot of people respect him and they like where Total Biscuit comes from when he brings the discussion to the table. And I know Derek Blackman. You know who that is, right? Derek Blackman on YouTube. Yeah, he fought alongside with us during Gamergate in the beginning. He talked about Total Biscuit, and he talked about how Total Biscuit, he liked the ideas he brought with toward Gamergate and all this other stuff during the beginning with everything that goes on. You know, and that's one thing I respect Derek Blackman on is he understands where he comes from, and he doesn't forget about what happened in the past, because that's what made him into the person that he is today. Though, and I like him. I like Derek Blackman. He's a guy I would truly love to meet one of these days. And when he put out a video about Total Biscuit on Twitter, I even tweeted at him and said, "Hey, respect to what you said, man. That was amazing. That was cool what you said, you know, about Total Biscuit and all the stuff he did for you. He influenced the guy, you know? So I understand where people come from. A lot of people loved him, man.
Yeah,
they did.
I'm surprised,
and
I'm surprised after making a video of mocking the whole video about him. You remember that video that I did? Yeah, the traps are gay, the total meltdown. I'm lucky that he didn't block me on Twitter.
Oh wow! Well, he probably didn't see your video.
Yeah, I know, because I don't. Because I made fun of him in the past when I did that video about because I featured a artist that was well known in Sweden, and and I remember doing that video because of the fact that he got pissed off, and you know I understood that he was upset about it because his friend was transgendered, and
you were out there.
How's it going?
Oh no, that's no one. Yeah, no. Oh yeah, Total Biscuit. It was a sad thing that he went through, though.
Yeah, that's true. I'll agree with you on that one.
You know,
I felt bad.
I mean,
I felt bad that he died because you know I could have said, you know what, I'm sorry that I did that, man. I know that you're upset with the fact that your friend was.
I think you know, it's sad that he passed away. It's sad that a lot of people, they lost someone that they loved and respected so much, but I just hope, I guess I can say, I just hope he's in a better place. He's asleep right now. You know, I just hope he's peaceful right now, you know?
Yeah, I wish him the best. And I know that most people are upset with the whole situation, with what happened. And I'm not going to, you know, hate on these people or put them down, because the thing is, you know, what they did was horrible. Yeah. But I wouldn't.
Well, the thing is, they should let it. Well, I don't care about those people. Those people, like I said, they need to get over it. They need to let it go.
I agree.
Honestly, they have nothing better to offer or bring to the table. Like, I don't know, dude. When you think about it, I'm not gonna take any of these people seriously. Most of them hide behind the keyboard. They don't show their face. They bring up the stuff he says. But what are these people doing in their lives? Like, I don't know, dude. Like, who cares about them, man? I don't know why we're talking about these people that dislike him. I don't care about these people. They have nothing to offer. I just want to move on from.
I know, and people
the Total Biscuit.
And people are just like really upset about that, and it hurts. I know that most people are bitter about this, especially those who were bitter ex-employees. Because right now, you know. I
don't know. Let's stop talking about these people. They're not worth it.
That's fine.
They're just annoying. I know what these people are talking about, but dude, they're done. I don't care. I don't care about these people. I wouldn't care if they weren't around or they lost their job. I don't care about these individuals. They need to worry about their lives. I don't care about them.
Yeah.
I just hope Total Biscuit and his fans just, you know, think about the good times, you know, just think about the good times he did. Love his videos, you know, make sure you support his wife going through the hard times, dealing with her loss.
Yeah, just tell her, hey, even though I kind of, you know, because I'll admit, even though I mocked him about a certain thing, I did respect how he worked and how he did things and how he always, tried to be brutally, brutally criticizing the games that he does. He always was a good person, even if you don't like him.
Yeah.
He did what he had to do. He had to be honest. He had to be brutally honest, and I have to give him credit for being brutally honest.
Yeah. My thing that I loved about Tittle Biscuit, like I said, I didn't follow him, but I really did like when he started talking about Gamergate. I
Yeah.
do like that he understood where we came from. I know he wasn't a big supporter like any of us were. He didn't go to any of the gatherings or anything, but he took
Yeah.
the time to talk about it.
Yeah, he did.
And
He tried to
which was
address
cool,
the
which
issues about ethical issues in journalism.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's my favorite thing that he did, and I would just leave it to that.
All right, let's change the subject here. I'm gonna bring up something that you probably heard about. Did you hear that Matt Groening is making a new TV series?
Matt Groening,
The
no,
guy
I
who
didn't.
created The Simpsons and Futurama.
No, I didn't know that.
He's making a new fantasy series, and it has a leading female, and I thought it was a really cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a really cool idea because I'm looking at the pictures and everything. It's called Disenchantment. It's a Netflix series that because Matt Groening is making this series. I thought it was a really interesting idea because right now it's coming out on August 17th on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
So what are your thoughts on it?
I haven't seen this show yet, to be honest, or heard about it, to be honest with you. I just heard it just now.
There's some stills of it that you can look up. Like right here, for example, this is one of the things I'm showing on the stream right now.
Yeah, I'm on my phone right now. I don't have the stream on the computer, so I'm just talking to you through my phone.
That's fair enough. Just look up Disenchantment on Netflix. It's
Let me see.
Later on.
Okay.
And already it's on social media. People are like following it. There's like 21K people following the thing, and they have their own little show.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
A lot of people are talking about it.
Yeah, he's been around forever. I think that's good that he does work on another show, and he'll still be working on Simpsons, so
Yeah,
for however long that is.
yeah. Well, there's been a lot of issues with that show too, especially that whole controversy with Apu. You may remember that one.
Yeah, I don't know. These people just are weird, though. But I don't know. He's been around forever. Apparently,
Yeah.
he doesn't like these ideologues, though.
Yeah, because they've been shitting on his show for decades, especially what they were doing.
You know, I kind of found it funny. I don't know nothing about what's going on in Simpsons right now. I used to watch it when I was young,
Yeah,
but I just haven't kept up with it for years.
I understand.
Those.
Because I
So
haven't
I'm
been
kind of
able
like-
to follow up on it either. It's like I haven't been able to watch that series in a while, especially the new season. I mostly watch the Halloween specials that they do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Treehouse of
I remember-
Horrors. That's the only thing I ever watch.
Yeah, I remember they used to what was it? I remember they had like a few guests on the show. I know they did an episode with Stan Lee. I think they
Yeah.
did I know they did a Kesha opening one time.
Yeah.
I like the one when they went to the amusement park and they fought the Itchy and Scratchy robots. That one was my favorite episode.
Yeah.
And I remember the episode when Ned Flanders, his wife, dies.
Yeah. I
That
remember
was
that
like
one.
very dramatic.
It was a
I'm
very
like,
dramatic, but they brought her back in the Halloween special, which was hilarious.
wow.
I remember those days.
Ned
too.
Flanders was like he was lonely without his wife, man.
And he
Like,
tried to date a crazy ass country singer.
yeah,
I thought it was funny.
that was just
he tried to what was so freaky about it was he tried to change the hair.
yeah. You know what?
He tried to cut
Did
that
you?
lady's
I don't know.
hair.
Yeah. Hey, did you ever? You did know that there were Simpsons comic books, right?
Yeah,
Called
yeah,
by Bongo Comics.
yeah.
I don't know if you ever read them or not.
I never got to read them. I know that they exist because I used to remember going to the shop back in the days, and they used to always have them. I don't know what happened to Bongo Comics.
Yeah, I thought they were still around. I'm
Let me
not
look
too
them
sure
up.
if
Let
they're.
me look. Let me look
I,
up
I, I,
Bongo.
I, yeah, their website is still running. I just don't think it. I don't think they're like a. Let me see their social media. I'll look at their social media,
Let's
see
see
what's going
here.
on with them.
Let me see Bongo
Okay,
Comics.
they're in Santa Monica, California. Okay, that's not too
Super
far.
Spectacular Simpsons. Let's see. Simpsons store featured books available for download. So they do have on the 5th of the 23rd.
Okay, they still are.
Yeah.
Okay, they're still active.
Yeah, they're still
The
active.
founders were. They okay. Matt Groening was the founder, so he played a part in getting that company started.
Yeah.
So okay, I did not know that.
Yeah,
That's
Matt
pretty
Groening
cool.
did that. And it was kind of weird though because, he started out in 1981 an explosive worldwide popularity. Matt Groening's upstart primetime animated series The Simpsons led to the publication of a fan magazine called The Simpsons Illustrated. Matt created a magazine with the help of his longtime friends and fellow artists Steve and Cindy Vance. Periodically featured a few comics written and drawn. Yeah, because a lot of people. I'm surprised it's still around though.
I think I found their Twitter account, but the account is private. But it says only confirmed followers have access.
Yeah.
I think they have a lot to work on with what's going on. I don't know what they're doing in the comics industry right now.
Yeah.
I want to assume they're doing good work.
Let me look at the
I don't.
sales charts of the Simpsons comics.
Yeah, see what? Yeah, you know what? See where they're at on a comics book ranking. It has 9K followers on Facebook.
Yeah, because remember, because I seem to recall that the Simpsons sales. Let me see, comic sales rankings.
You know, I actually do like Futurama. I actually do like that show.
Let's see, the Simpsons comics 235 sold about 5,878.
Okay, so they're still around.
Yeah, they're still around. Let's see, issue 243, Bongo Comics 6,180.
Well, they're just like how would I say?
They're in the same boat as other indie comic book companies.
Yeah, well, I think the only thing they would need to focus on if they were ever to get more customers, I think one, they would have to focus on their social media presence. I think they're lacking in that area.
That's the thing.
Let me see their Instagram real quick.
He only promotes his comic book because you have to understand, he only promotes his comic books in the comic store. If people are like really big fans of the Simpsons in a way, but the thing is, like I remember Walmart used to sell it, and then they stopped selling it. Like they stopped selling comics in general because
they did sell the newsstands.
Yeah, they used to sell comic books on when they made a deal with Walmart and other stores that sold books on newsstands. And the sad part is, they decided, nope, we're not going to. The stores decided, nope, we're not going to sell it anymore because we want to become family, because they had to protect their image from the fact that comic books, are the evil and everything. Therefore, they had to because
Yeah,
some parent teacher
yeah,
groups kind of got off on them.
yeah, that's odd. I can't find any. They don't have it. I don't think they have an Instagram account. That they really need to work on a lot of different areas right now with their social media. They're very small. I can understand that, but I mean, if they want to thrive as a business, they need to get the word of mouth out there.
Yeah,
That's the
horrific
only thing I would have
alternative to the
against
universe
it.
is this. Some guy's asking. I'll explain. It's just a live stream. We just talk a lot of shit. Don't worry about us.
Oh yeah, I also do know. I believe Gail Simone came from Bongo Comics too.
Oh, really?
I think that's where she got her foot in the career. Hold on, let me look up Gail Simone. I think she started at
In
that
Bongo?
company and then got into DC,
Yeah.
and then now she's with Marvel.
Well, someone
You know,
told me
I
that
did
she
like-
started out as a hairdresser. Then she decided.
Yeah, I could believe that.
Yeah.
I've seen Gail Simone before. I've never met her.
Yeah.
I remember there was one guy that got into like a big like argument with her, and they went back and forth in emails.
Yeah.
Though, let me see where she started. Where does it say? I know this is Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Early work. Okay, a former hairdresser. Okay, you were right there. You were right on the spot.
Yeah, because people were telling me about it. I was like, yeah, did you know that Gail Simone is a hairdresser? And I was just like, yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, she was known with that controversy with women in refrigerators. Why are people still talking about the women?
I got a new trope for you guys. It's called women with rocket launchers, laser guns, and machine guns.
Yeah, it does say that her early work. It does say that Simone worked for Bongo Comics, scripting many of their comics based on The Simpsons. Her contributions include stories for The Simpsons comics, an annual Treehouse of Horror special, and regular scripts for Bart Simpson comics. Simone also penned many Sunday strips for the syndicated Simpsons comic book strips. Yeah, she did a part in working for the Simpsons comics, though. So that's where her work comes from, though. And that's why now she's in DC. No, she's not in DC no more. She works for Marvel now. But the sad thing is, Gail Simone can be a very good writer, but I just don't care for her politics, man. I just don't care for her politics, the stuff they talk about.
I understand. But she
Like,
from what I heard from other people, she is a good writer.
Yeah. I just think she should lay off the politics, but that's about it. And then people
understand.
would like her even more. I mean, good on her that she, I guess, is working on Domino, I guess.
Yeah, she does. She did work on Domino. It's like, that's where I hope she could do a good story with Domino. But then again, that's something else that people need to discuss about. Like, a lot of people are talking about, the new comic books that are coming out, especially the gimmicky comic book about the marriage between, you probably heard about it, the Death to Us Part series of X-Men.
Say again, the Death of what?
The Death Do Us Part.
Death Do Us Part?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I believe so, yeah.
with Kitty... with Kitty Pryde and
Oh yeah, Colossus. Yeah,
Colossus. You probably heard about it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So, would you buy that comic, or you probably?
I don't think so. No.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I always had a feeling that those two were into each other, which is interesting. It's cool, but I don't know. I heard they kind of screwed up Kitty Pryde. They cut her hair, and I don't know. She's not womanly.
Well, they did extend her hair a little bit more.
I don't know, man. Just certain things. I just don't. I don't
You
like.
just don't like it. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's hard.
true.
It's harder for me to get back into X Men.
I did buy the Rogan. It was okay. It was like it wasn't like the best story ever made, but it was okay. Rogan Gambit,
Yeah, you know. Oh, Rogan Gambit. Yeah, I heard about that
the
comic.
Ring
I
of
thought about
Fire,
buying it, but
the
I
Ring of
didn't.
Fire. I bought like a few issues of it. It's okay. It's not like the best, but it's okay.
Yeah. Oh, Bonko Comics isn't even on Comixology. I'm surprised. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
I
kind
feel
of you would
bad.
want to be on them.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think there's something going on with that company. I don't want to say they're like going to be put out of business or anything,
yeah.
but if they want to reach their audience, they need to like get on this platform. Every comic book company is on this platform.
I
Even
do
manga
agree.
companies jumped on board to
Yeah, because
make money on
they
here.
want to make money off of it. I know that
Yeah.
like they don't always have to go on to Comixology. They can go somewhere else. But the
Yeah.
problem
I
is,
mean, but they're only but the only thing is with Comixology is they have like a broad reach of people on the internet
yeah,
that they reach to, and plus it's bought by Amazon, so it's if you got Amazon behind it, it's a pretty big company. So
yeah,
so they're gonna get some promotion, and plus I think everyone's just used to it because everyone in the comic book community, when it comes to digital, it's like, oh, okay, we'll just go to Comixology. You don't want to go to the comic book shop? All right, I'll just buy it online and download it to my phone, and
yeah.
that's about it. Though I actually do like buying them on my phone. It's just I don't know. It's just cheaper and convenient for me. They
Yeah,
got a lot of good manga,
yeah, they do.
but I will say there is certain manga that they need to get licenses or they need to put on the website though.
Yeah.
That's about it. Maybe some Excel Saga. I love that.
Well,
I don't even.
they do. I know that the companies that do have it, like for example, Viz Media, they have their own little comic book store online that you could watch or read.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And there's also
That's
Funimation, and I know that Crunchyroll's doing the same thing with their comic, manga thing.
oh yeah, that's right. Crunchyroll. Yeah, they Crunchyroll has their like little manga thing going on over at their website. I actually got to finish watching one of the animes. Is it okay to pick up
Girls in
women
Dungeons.
in a
When,
girls in a dungeon? Yeah,
yeah, I seen that
I
anime.
actually liked it. I actually really liked it. I was surprised at how good it was. It was good.
Yeah, it was a good series, but you want to know why they couldn't get another season?
What happened with it?
Let's just say that it suffered the same fate as another anime did because they were gonna make a game, and they made the game, and it didn't hit well because of the fact it was a very popular anime, and I watched this anime, but the issue that they had with it was Crunchyroll had to censor the game out because of the issues they
Uh-huh.
had with it. Like there were people complaining about the nudity and everything. Like the girls were using revealing attire, and it got to the point where people were so obsessive and angry about it. I was just like, man,
Well, the
the
Crunchyroll kind of well.
anime titty apocalypse is happening. Oh my god, that
Oh
was
my
what.
God, we gotta censor this stuff. Even if we lose money, we gotta do it for the best of humanity.
And they
We need to
promised, and
protect
here
the
was the thing,
women.
they were promising to release this non-censored, but
They already lost
yeah,
money. They didn't make no
I
money from
know
it. No one
you
bought it.
told me that one before. You told me about that whole thing.
Yeah, I know that guy. The one guy with that in Gamergate. What's his name? Raging Golden Eagle made good videos on that.
Yeah,
He covered it like the best way. He did the best coverage of that
yeah,
whole debacle with that. Like he just talked about how flat out it was just they screwed up, man. They shot themselves in the foot. and no one afterwards, when it came to any other, if it comes to any other projects, no one will trust him again. No one's gonna
Yeah,
trust them.
I do agree.
So, I know there's hold on, let me find the manga on Comixology. I know they're releasing the manga volumes on Comixology. Yeah, here it is. I found it. Um, Let me see how many volumes they have. They only have up to. Wait a minute. How many volumes do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have well over oh, they got over like I think 9 volumes on here. That's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, they got over 9 volumes of the manga on Comixology.
Yeah.
So, I guess the manga is still ongoing, but I highly doubt. Now, I don't know if the anime will come back or not. I don't know. That I don't know. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
It was actually really good. I actually liked it. It really did. Like, it kind of surprised me at how good it was. But yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what's in the future of it. The only thing people have is the manga. The light novels, I guess, are still being published. They're still being put out. And that is just about it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah, is it?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. The thing about it is that they're gonna try to sell the comic books, no matter what happens. I know that they're not gonna make a big huge profit, but they will. It's not like it's gonna be that bad, because a lot of the things that the thing is, there is a market for comic books. Even if people don't like certain books, they do it anyways.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? I don't care. It's like, I'm pretty sure people will buy the comic book. It's not like it's gonna affect your bottom line or anything. Sure, people want to be noticed in the industry as a good storyteller, but the problem is, like we talked about before, that they have to, if they're willing to do the work, that's up to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's up to them. They can decide to put the work down.
Yeah. I think the problem is a lot of people in the industry, they don't they're not they're not connecting with the audience. They're not in these companies. I feel like most of the people that do the promotions are mostly people that are on YouTube and all this other stuff, but mostly everyone's caught up with the big two, and then sometimes word gets around about the indie stuff, but the problem with the indie scene is there's a lot of gatekeeping on that side too.
Yeah.
Which is kind of really bad. No one's a fan of the whole gatekeeping thing, though.
Yeah, because that's the problem. This is kind of like the whole heavy metal situation with music and all that other stuff, like other forms of media that they tried to, get rid of in the past. And
yeah, with rap too,
yeah, like rap music and all other stuff. If there is a market for it, people will demand it. And the thing is, no matter what they're gonna do, it's not gonna matter. They're gonna have to. They're gonna. If they try to block it, it's gonna bounce back and appear out of nowhere, and it's gonna be sold somewhere else, and people will buy it no matter what.
People will be like, yo, what is this? That's why people were supporting DNC on Indiegogo. People were like, hey, what's this comic book? Jawbreakers? Oh, this shit looks cool. yeah, I'm gonna go support it. I'm gonna put my money towards it and support it. And what do you know? Like everyone just, and that's the thing though. No one care. That's the problem with the media. That's why the media is so disorganized. That's why no one trusts these comic book writers no more. Well, a lot of them were corrupted ever since the Gamergate days, but still, like no one believes these guys no more. Like when you look at the situation, they weren't anywhere. Where were these guys talking about Jawbreakers? Some of them talked about the controversy, but like they didn't give no coverage with Jawbreaker when it was meeting all the goals and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, these guys were able to pull it off without no help from the media. I think the biggest strength where it came from was other people in the YouTube community that were a part of the comic skate circles. They were able to, I guess you could say they were able to play a part in helping him become successful, though, which is cool, you know? It is what it is, though. I like it. And now they got like a little Facebook group now. Pretty cool. The people there are cool. I've like interacted there one time, and the people in the group said, "Oh, hey, you got a good taste in comic books," and they said they liked how DC did the take on like a lot of the animated shows when they put out their comics on the animated shows. Like I bought some. What was it I bought? I bought a Batman. I just bought some Batman comics and then one Deadpool graphic novel.
Did you get the Batman Ninja movie yet?
No, I didn't.
It just came
I did
out.
not.
It just came out like last month. I think last month. Like actually last week. Actually a few weeks, like 2 weeks ago.
I wanted to see it. I haven't gotten to see it yet. Did you get it or no?
I haven't got it yet. I want to get it probably next month when I have the money because I'm tapped out on money right now.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I do have money, but right now, maybe I'll tell you something off air though.
No.
Something. Yeah, I'll tell you something later about what's going on.
Yeah.
But I am no in position. I can't get it right now. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I understand.
But. Oh man, I think we covered what we wanted to talk about on the stream.
Yeah.
Do you think we did?
Yeah.
I think we covered what we needed to talk about. From whatever's going on in Comicsgate and just the Star Wars stuff I wanted to talk about because I don't know, man. I see a lot of people talk about it on YouTube. It's interesting where these people come from. They know what they're talking about. And now Solo is being just it's not doing too well. It's not looking so hot. So that's not the fans' fault. That's the studio's fault. They wanted to push this movie out. They fucked up. Yep. You don't disrespect your fan base. You don't go against the grain that feeds you.
True. The thing is, they try so hard.
Yeah, they do.
They try so hard to try to be impressing the people around them, but it's not that easy. You can't really.
It's just bad business.
I know. They want to make their friends happy, but at times you're gonna have people that say that you're full of shit, that you're not doing the right thing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The stuff that came out in those articles, I don't know, man. You got a lot of people in these cliques that are just trying to push narratives in the movie industry. And the problem with these websites is they're trying to have influence of what's going on, but it's just they don't care about Star Wars, man. They only care about pushing a narrative in Star Wars. That's it. They don't like that. That's the thing. They don't care about Star Wars being this epic Jedi fighting battles That's what I like. Is I like it when they fight with the lightsabers. They don't care about that stuff. They just
Oh
want
yeah.
narratives pushed in Star Wars and say, "Hey, that's Star Wars right there."
Oh yeah.
We love that
I know.
crazy SJW politics in our narratives. They just like I said, man, people just like to eat bullshit. You know, they like to eat bullshit. Even if it stinks and blows up in their face, they'll eat dog shit. Like, I'm sorry, I know I'm being rough on it, but it's true. You know, there's people out here that know something's wrong, but yet they keep continuing to eat the bullshit, whether it's from Marvel Comics or from Lucasfilms.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and when I talk bad about Marvel Comics, I'm not talking about Marvel Studios. Marvel Studios is doing okay. I love Marvel Studios right now. I do. But these guys, they're just not the industry people.
Yeah.
They're the ones that need to go. They just need to leave.
I'm not advocating for them to leave because I know that they want to stay in the industry and work, but the problem is they're going to learn from their harshest mistake, and that harsh mistake is going to happen no matter what, and it's going to get worse if they don't improve on it. Because,
eventually they will. They could leave eventually because if they don't make the money they want to make, they're going to have no choice but to leave if their work doesn't do well, you know?
Yeah, I know.
They're not going to get any work, you know? They're not going to get work. It's a tough reality being a comic book artist.
It's true.
In the industry. Like, how can you survive, you know? None of these companies are doing well like they used to no more. They're just not.
Yeah.
But I think we've cut it here.
All right. I'm going to bring up something. You probably heard about this situation with Anime's News Network. There was an article about my darling Francis. The guy, you know, Zach Burchi, you know, as an action Zaku. Darling in the Francis has a courage to directly answer the question: what if Neon Genesis Evangelion completely sucked at ass?
What the fuck?
Yeah, and I'll show you the tweet that the people screenshotted about this guy. This is what he said. You need to, and he did it in quotations. You need 2 wings to fly, Shinjin-kun, and other wing in a perfect synthetics of your father's 2 fetishes. Oh, that's mean. I seriously cannot believe the form comments on this one. Everyone who works on the anime apolitical LGBT issues are completely irrelevant to Japanese people, so shut up. I'm laughing through tears here.
What the fuck is this you're reading off?
Yeah, because people are like, no. Because he brings up this whole issue about my darling Francis. And this, I talked to Boss about this because Boss was really cool when he brought up the issue. Because I watched the whole series, and there was a controversial episode controversial because the guy was upset about the fact that it was a right-wing propaganda thing. Like, people were writing this stuff.
And so, wait, what are you trying to share? That there's something going on in the anime news network industry going?
Yeah, because one of them wrote a really negative thing about Zach. Basically, seems really mad that man and woman have sex. Maybe he's still bitter that the women forced him to fuck a guy from now on. And this is from Anime Outsiders because they may be a parody website, but they're funny as hell. Because they're like the Onion.
Oh, wow.
They're like the Onion of anime, but they troll the hell out of everything they write about.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, it's like they always make fun of it. It's like the guy from Anime News Network is saying some terrible like he's talking shit about the fact that he wants a LGBT thing in the show, and it's like, dude, they're just writing this. They just want to write this.
How are you gonna get that shit?
Because there was a controversial issue where they erased the kids' memories because they were going to do like a wedding type of scenario, and the father didn't disapproved of it, and he had to send in his little strike force, and they had to be disciplined, and they had to erase the memories of the children.
Oh wow. Jeez, man, I don't know what is going on in these industries these days.
Yeah. And it was like, and then they tried to turn it into some right-wing conspiracy. Like, dude, it doesn't matter which side you're on. They always enforce whatever the hell they want. You could be you could be left-wing and enforce some stupid idea that you want something blocked from the internet. You could be right-wing and enforce something, and you could block something you don't like on the internet. But it's two different things that you could block. What would you stop? Like, for example, the left wants to protect immigrants. The right wants to stop immigrants from sexually exploiting children. Those are two different things that happen.
Yeah. The world is just in a... I don't know, man. Just... it's
a double-edged sword.
It really is.
It's a double-edged sword.
It's a double-edged sword. It is.
Because you can't decide which side to cut on.
No one wants to... I don't know, man. No one wants to talk to each other no more. This is why sometimes I hate social media. It has its good, but it also has its bad, too. It kind of does. It really does in many ways. I don't know, man. I'm about done, man.
I understand.
Got everything off that chest.
That's fine, man. I understand. It's just there's a lot of things that happen in the gaming industry, and a lot of things that happen with the comic book industry, especially the movie industry. And the thing is, I could deal with it. I could deal with the fact that people are going to talk shit about it no matter what. Even if it's stupid, they're just going to talk about it. If they want to bring up an interesting conversation, sure, why the hell not? But don't try to, muscle your way into that conversation.
Well, you're not gonna silence anyone. You're just not. You're not, and you can't blame people for expressing their points of views. Hey, people had the right to express why they didn't want to go out to see Solo. We're tired of it. People are tired, man. People are tired of what's going on with the Star Wars franchise. I'm glad people had the backbone to stand up. I'm happy about that, but there's just a lot that has to be done. I think the only movie franchise I really hope gets it together. I really want Warner Brothers and the DCEU, man, to really get their shit together. They're the only movie franchise I really want them to do well.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they do well. I know they're working on Aquaman and Shazam, so
good luck to them.
Yeah. Well, I did hear that there's been some Aquaman pictures recently online.
I did see the Shazam one.
Yeah, they said Aquaman has a new armor and all this other stuff. He has a new setup.
Yeah.
Though, but Shazam looks it just looks like it's gonna be like a comedy, superhero movie.
Well, yeah, because the original, because I used to remember the TV series kind of had that. Because you have to understand, Shazam's like a young kid who got the powers of Solomon. That was like the acronym of what they were trying to do.
Yeah, I think I do hope the best for the movie, though. I hope it does well. It's promising.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with the Shazam movie. I'm sure it's gonna... Who knows? Maybe it'll do well. We don't know. It'll be around in 2019, though, so we'll see how well the movie's doing. I'm already following it on Instagram, so it's making some progress, though. Whatever happens, I'm sure Warner Brothers will make more announcements about the movie at San Diego Comic-Con, and they'll probably do the same with Aquaman. You know what? Let me see if they did create an Aquaman account. Hold on. I'm gonna see. Aqua. Oh wait, let me look up Aquaman. I highly doubt it. They didn't create no social media account. Let's see. Did they create an Aquaman? Is there anything? No, I don't think they did create an Aquaman movie yet. No. I know they got a good guy working on the Aquaman movie. I think the movie will do good.
Yeah.
I hope Aquaman does good though. All I know is they changed up Aquaman's costume in the movie.
Yeah.
So they're trying to
Yeah, because they're trying to appease the fans with a newer version of Aquaman, because they don't want to go with the DC Universe version of it.
Yeah, well, it's whatever change is necessary. They just got to do whatever works right though.
Yeah, because they didn't really technically make that, because if it would have been interesting if they would have, started off slow and just introduced the characters with their own movies first and then try to do a DC Universe movie, which would have been fine, but instead they decided no, we're just going to go with the DC Universe movie, because it would have been fine.
Yeah. I think right now Warner Brothers, they should just worry about Aquaman and Shazam. I think those are the only two movies they should worry about that need to focus on those movie successes. Like me and many other people have been saying, and my friends will say, like, no, don't rush to the finish line. Just worry about building a universe, man. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's what people want.
Yeah.
That's why people they're better off doing the standalone movies right now. So put your hard work into the standalone movies, and hopefully they become successful. Wonder Woman proved it. So if she can do it, these other movies can probably be as successful as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, let's hope they do well. That's all I want.
I kind of agree, because I just hope that they succeed with it. But a lot of people are talking about the new TV shows that they have, like Black Lightning. I don't have a problem with Black Lightning. It seems like an okay show so far.
I haven't seen it.
It's okay. It's not like the best show ever made. It's just like they literally are making the joke about his daughter being a black. Like they always talk about her ass in that show, and then they're trying to be LBG inclusive about that show too.
Jeez, I haven't seen any. I haven't seen it.
You can look it up. It's okay.
I've heard of Black Lightning. I don't know. I just haven't taken an interest in it.
Well, it's kind of like Static Shock. There were rumors that they were going to consider putting Static Shock as a sidekick in the series, but that's not going to happen.
Static Shock would be better off just. He's better off.
I know there was an episode that Black Lightning appeared on Static Shock. I remembered because I remember watching that episode. But he was like he was like an old geezer. He was like from the 70s. And the funny thing was he taught him a thing or two about writing like lightning. It was funny.
Yeah. Hey, how about we call it on the stream?
That's
I
fine,
feel like
man.
we talked about it.
That's fine,
I'm
man.
ready to out.
Anyway, this is what I'm going to say about Solo. The fact that the movie came out in a bad time. The fact that they really tried hard to advertise this movie. It came out at a really bad time, especially when there was two popular movies that came out from Marvel. Disney should have really, rescheduled it into another, date, and it would have been successful. But unfortunately, it was a bad timing, bad bad everything. And that's all I got to say. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Good night.
All right, later.